People in prison really need hope, and that's one of the reasons that our team at Prison Professors strives to go into prisons and really make a difference in people's lives. And I know a lot of people who are watching this program inside of jails and prisons, they also want to come out of society and start working with at-risk adolescents or working to help people people in prison prepare for success upon release. I just want to show you kind of how the whole process starts. My name is Michael Santos. I am the founder. I'm going to actually share my screen with you. I am the founder of Prison Professors, which is this website here where we provide all types of information. Let me see if I could actually go to the home. Actually, I'm not going to change the screen because I want it to be as simple to follow as possible. But this is a website that I create to try and give away as much information as I possibly can, showing people how their decisions inside of a jail or prison can relate directly to what opportunities they face when they come home. And so it all starts with things like this. When you're giving away a lot of information, you get a lot of requests from people who are saying, hey, can you give me something more? So you'll notice that here that I blocked out the names, the identifying names of the people, because I frankly don't know if I have the liberty to be sharing it, but I just want to show you how it starts. So it starts like this. You write a lot of books, you create a lot of courses, you make sure that you distribute those to as many jails and prisons as possible, and you send them in. And then you get a letter like this, just out of the blue. Good afternoon, Mr. Santos. My name is blank. We are the PSCE teachers here at California Medical Facility. Part of the post-sentence, I guess, confinement program or whatever the educational program is conducting the e-learning courses, which includes your courses. So I have these courses inside of prisons that really, help people inside understand the decisions you're making today are going to have an enormous influence on what you become in the days, weeks, months, years, and decades ahead. And so that's what she's referring to when she talks about these e-learning courses. We have had many students show interest in your work and gain so much from the e-learning courses, including your books. Recently, this person who is housed here at CMF reached out to us and wanted to have the GA-22 and his letter attached, forwarded to you. Mr. Lugo has completed both the Prison Professors course and he just completed the Self-Help with Journaling course. He is very interested in seeing how it might be possible for you to come and be a guest speaker here at the California Men's Facility. Please let us know your thoughts, and thank you so much for inspiring people with your courses. So what's happening here is that I'm not going to pretend that I'm some type of a master educator. I'm just a guy that did 26 years in prison. And because I did 26 years in prison, the people inside can respond to how was it that I served so much time inside, and then I made decisions when I came outside that had a huge influence on the career that I built. And so those people in prison, they go through books like this one right here, Earning Freedom, Conquering a 45-Year Prison Sentence, and they really get to learn about the relationship between their decisions today and their prospects for success in the future. And because they see somebody who went through so much time and succeeded, they can do the same thing as well. And I truly believe that they can do the same thing as well. So that's why I produce this content. It's one of the ways that I could be the change in the world. So then she went ahead and sent me the form. I guess that's called the GA-22. I was in federal prison, so I don't know, but this is the GA-22, and it's just a simple request. I have successfully completed all of the e-learning courses, which are currently available here at the prison. I have been deeply inspired by the curriculum and would like to know if the staff here at California Men's Facility can request the attendance of Michael G. Santos so that he might offer a speech which will inspire fellow people to succeed inside and outside of prison. So that's kind of how it starts. Just some guy in prison writes you a letter. I don't know who this person is, and I don't have a relationship other than my courses are used in prisons and my books are in prisons, but they write a letter. And then it comes back like this where, I'll get that letter. And actually, I think I thought I had a copy of his letter here because it's really a great letter. Mr. Santos, my name is Nicholas. I'm an inmate here at the California Medical Facility in Vacaville. I am writing you today in regards to the Prison Professors program on e-learning. I have successfully completed all of the courses which are available here at the institution, and I am genuinely inspired by the curriculum. I would like to personally thank you for taking the opportunity to have provided me with so much that I may acquire the fundamental tools for my pathway to success. I admire your story and the resilience which you have displayed in order to emerge from your adversities. It is my intent to very humbly request your services here at CMF so that you might offer a speech which will inspire fellow people serving time and move a commitment to success inside and outside of prison after release. We each as individuals have a unique story which is enriched with the hardships and struggles of our own adversity. Some have given us hope, some are desperately seeking to reach their potential, but lack the guidance needed to take progressional steps in pursuit of improvement. I believe that you, Mr. Santos, can make a difference in the lives of these people. With your insight and encouragement, you have the ability to move and make a major contribution by sharing your testimony, which directly relates to the placement of our lives today. I understand that I may be asking a lot of you, as I am sure you have countless responsibilities and are a very busy man. However, if your agenda will allow, we would be very grateful for you for just a fraction of your time, staff and inmates alike. Thank you again for your time and consideration. I mean, that is just, the fulfillment for me of a dream that started when I was inside of a prison. I wanted to be able to help people in prison understand, hey, you have the potential to become so much more. And way too often, people in prison get discouraged and they don't find a path, and that results in influencing their adjustment patterns, and then their adjustment patterns kind of hurt what they're going to do and actually makes them serve longer times in prison. And my job is to really show people, no, if you really focus on preparing for success upon release, you are going to have a better outcome. And I never ask anybody to do anything that I didn't do, that I'm not still doing today. So, and that's why I want to show you. I'm just sharing my screen with you, and I'll go back to sharing my screen and show how I respond when I get a letter like that. I just respond with enthusiasm. And I said, thank you for all that you do. That's to the teacher. Please let Nicholas know that I am very much impressed with his accomplishments and his commitment to preparing for a law-abiding life upon release. I will be honored to visit your prison and come as a guest speaker. Please let me know when it will be convenient. I'm including other people on the CDC at the California Department of Corrections on this email thread because I want them to know the impact that we are having. I could not have built this course without their support and without your support. So thank you for asking me to visit. I give them my personal cell phone number. I hope that you have the most recent courses. I explained that I created an entirely new set of videos to help the people inside. And if they're not online yet, they will be soon. And then I write that I will always work to be a resource for the California Department of Corrections. And thank you for being the amazing leader and teacher that you are. You're being the change that we want to see in the world. So, notice, I don't know if you can see the dates, the times on that. Actually, I don't have the time. But I write back sometimes within minutes, sometimes within hours of getting these responses because I want the people to see that I'm genuine, that I'm totally committed to helping people in prison prepare for success upon release. And I have kind of a responsibility as somebody who served so much time to show them how and why. And so, then she writes back, thank you so much for your quick response, right? I'm showing enthusiasm. And that's what you have to do. If you want to build your life, you have to show that you're for real. You're not just somebody who talks about wanting to be successful. You're somebody who does things. And so she writes, my colleagues and I are so excited about the possibility of having you attend the California Men's Facility as a guest speaker. We will the person, Nicholas, will be over the moon and excited when we tell him. I will start trying to figure out how I can get the process started with these are the prison staff and figure out what channels or hoops that I will need to jump through to bring this to fruition. I appreciate your messages, and I will email you when I get that information. We have all next week off, so it might be a bit before I can get back to you, but you made our day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? It's just so fulfilling to be able to lift the spirits of people who live without hope. And of course, many people in prison live without hope. And we definitely want to be showing them how they can, build a better life. And, so let's go on. Then the next thing comes back, and this is what I started working through yesterday. They start, asking for this type of information because you really can't hide. They want to know my name, my date of birth, my driver's license number. And And I provide that, of course, because I know they're going to run a criminal background check, right? This is your criminal history security clearing form. But, I was in prison. The first thing I always say to people is I was in prison for 26 years. And I wasn't sharing my screen. So, I want them to see, this is what you go through, right? Once you're in prison, you're always in prison. So you've got to be building a better path. And so I built that better path, but I didn't even know where, this place was. I live in Orange County, California, and this place is in Vacaville, California. So that's, just for those of you who don't know, that's, a airplane ride. That's 9 hours away from my home. So, it means either you got to drive there, which is going to take you 9 hours there and 9 hours back. So it's at least a 2 hours a day. So staying at a hotel or getting in an airplane. And you're not seeing me ask for any money in any of this, right? So if you're making a commitment to want to change the world, you've got to be prepared to invest your own money, your own resources. And that's one of the things that, I do is I'm blessed to have sponsorship and other businesses that support this, so that if the institution doesn't offer money, okay, well, I still am committed to trying to make a difference in the world. And so I said, okay, I'm going to figure out how to make this happen. And so then there's scheduling. So I'm writing to them and saying, good morning, I appreciate this opportunity to visit your team and the students in Vacaville. I live in Orange County, California, so this trip will require at least 2 days of travel for me, but I'm happy to accommodate and make that trip to serve California Department of Corrections. The challenge, however, is that you chose the month of November when I'm already booked for many travel dates in November, and those travel dates are taking me to the East Coast. I'm booked in November to speak at Greenville Federal Prison, at what's the other one, Carol? Springfield Federal Prison, Terre Haute Federal Prison, and then I've got to go to Washington, D.C. and speak at Philadelphia. So quite a bit of work in November of this prison thing, but this is really what I'm all about. So I just offer them the dates when I can go, then, try and schedule that with them. But then they ask me, for something else, because I can't really hide that I was on supervised release. So then they need to have further documentation that I'm done with my criminal obligations, or the obligations that followed my criminal conviction. So I had to share with them my certificate of early termination of parole from the United States Parole Commission, which I got the sentence back in 1988. My supervision began in 2015, and I was fortunate that they discharged me early from parole. And so I've been free since February 13th, 2017, but I have to provide them with all of this information, which is what I do. And then she asked me to write a letter to the warden of the prison. And, you've got to be prepared to always be marketing yourself and describing what you've done. So I just wrote this letter right here, which I'll share with you. To the warden, my name is Michael Santos. I am writing to request your permission to visit your institution as a guest speaker. Let me provide the backstory, right? And then I tell that backstory that I just shared with you, that on September the 1st, I received a letter. This was dated 3 weeks later. So there's been a process. I explained that I live in Orange County. I'm going to make the trip to Vacaville with the hopes of contributing to the institution and supporting the teachers who work so hard to improve outcomes for people, and to the people serving sentences. And then I provide them with all of the information that I have. And that is the way that I work to try and help people in prison understand they are making decisions today that are going to influence what they become in the days, weeks, months, years, decades ahead. And I try to help staff members with giving them a lot of resources. So if this is something that you get inspired about, if you're in jail or prison and you want to do something with your life, I'm only showing you the way that I do it. Is it the only way? Of course it's not the only way, but it is certainly a way that has helped me, and I'm convinced that it can help you as well. I would encourage you, if you're watching this outside, to subscribe to us at Prison Professors, whether you're listening on iTunes or on YouTube or wherever you're getting your content. If you're inside of a jail or prison, though, I'm going to ask you to help me, because I'm really committed to wanting to change improve outcomes for people in prison. And so when I speak with leaders, I want to be able to show the individuals who are going through the prison professors courses are more inclined to participate in other vocational and educational programs, which in turn prepare them for success upon release. They are also less inclined to participate in any kind of disruptive behavior, and they're really just working hard on themselves. That's what got me through 26 years in prison, and I know it's going to help other people as well. So I'm deeply committed to sharing this information. I believe in you, and I hope that you'll stick with our program. Thanks so much for being a part of our community.